Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a brush review video. This was very requested. It is on the Jessup. I don't know what they're called, but they're from eBay and I'm doing a review on them today. Anyway, moving along, so I am going to be reviewing these brushes today. I bought these brushes from eBay, which I think typically is where everyone buys them from. I don't know if you can get them from anywhere else. So I got the pink and silver ones. You can get other colors as well. I've got one here. This one's dirty. That's why I'm showing you this set and not the purple and gold set, because this one is actually, the whole set is really dirty on the other ones, and I just washed these ones, so I thought I would show you the prettier ones. So basically I'm going to review, I guess, these brushes in a whole, kind of. I paid about $20 for the whole set from eBay. I will list the seller down below, so if you want to know where you can get them from or if you want to have a look. So I guess I'll start with each brush kind of individually. I've already stopped filming like twice because apparently my family likes to be quite active during the day. I don't know what it is, but apparently they like to make a lot of noise every time I'm filming, like washing their cars and vacuuming and screaming and talking, but that's fine. I'll just try to work through it, and as usual there will probably be background noise somewhere through the video, but I will try to cut all of that out so you don't have to hear it. So let's move on with the brushes. Okay, I'm going to start with this brush here. This is a large powder brush, and I actually haven't used this one yet just because I don't know, I don't typically use really big brushes. I'll probably use something more on the lines of this one. I haven't experienced any shedding with these brushes as of yet, and I've been using them for like over a month, maybe longer. I've had Inglot brushes before and they just shed and shed and shed, like I'm talking for ages, until I probably stop using them because I'm sick of having like black hair on my face. But I haven't experienced any shedding with any of the brushes, so that's a good thumbs up there, and the price, you can't go wrong with the price with these brushes. So this one, typically I just use probably for powder, but I have not used it yet. Okay, moving on to the next brush. This is the Tapered face brush, and I have heard a lot of people don't actually like this brush. I do not know what they're talking about. I have a lot of people saying it doesn't put a lot of product on your face and stuff like that, and it eats away the product and when you put in the powder or the bronzer or whatever. I don't have this problem with this brush, and typically I think it is good that it packs on less of the product, just because if you are a beginner with makeup and you're bronzing, this just feathers it out, and also it diffuses it really well just because the bristles aren't dense and they're very soft and fluffy. So I think this is really good for bronzer. Powder as well, it's really good just if you want a really light finish as well and you don't want to disturb your foundation. I would definitely recommend this brush just because it's so gentle. So I really like this brush. So this one is the powder and blush brush. I really like this one. I use it all the time. I use it for my powder, for my blush, whatever. It's pretty simple and it doesn't shed, and it's nice and fluffy. It's not too dense, it's not too fluffy. I just think it's pretty good, and I'm very happy with these brushes overall. Moving on to the Tapered highlighter brush. I use this brush for setting my under eye powder mainly. I just think for highlighting, you can highlight with it, but depending on which highlighter you're using, like if you're using this one, you need to use a really small fan brush just because it's so pigmented. The first time I used this, I didn't realize how pigmented it was, and I used this brush and I looked like a disco ball. So it is good for highlighting if you're very careful with it, but I love setting the under eye area just because it's small and it fits in there really well. Same with like if I want to set around this area, it's just a good overall powder brush. And even if you want to maybe contour and really get in there, again, you can use it for that. There's no rules with these brushes. Okay, moving on to this Duo Fiber Powder Blush Brush. I'm just going to say I'm not a fan of these brushes in any particular brand. I just don't like them. I tried it out with blush and highlighter just because it's so like light. It just makes it look patchy just because the bristles are so scattered, I guess. I know people use this for concealer or foundation. I tried to use it with foundation again. It makes it look really, really streaky. So I've just never been a fan of these brushes. It's not just because of this particular brand. I'm just not a fan. But the good thing was it didn't shed like other stippling brushes I have used in the past. This one is probably my least favorite brush. So moving on to this baby here. This is a large concealer brush and I love this brush. This brush is great. I don't even use it for concealer, I use it for contouring. So if I really want to get right in there with a cream contour or powder, it doesn't really matter, you can because it's synthetic. So you can use either powder or cream. And even with the nose, just because it's so thin, you can actually really precisely contour. Even if you want to set under the eyes with powder, you can do that as well. I just think this brush is very diverse and you can use it for a lot of stuff, and I really like this brush. Okay, so I'm moving on to the smaller brushes now. So this is the Jessup large fluff brush, and again, this is one of my favorite brushes. I love using this for contouring or just packing color like all over the eye or setting under the eye. It doesn't really matter. I just really like this brush, and I have never used a brush like this before, but I really like this brush as well. It is one of my favorite brushes. So the next brush I have is this concealer brush here. It's just a basic concealer brush and it does the job. I can't say anything bad about this brush. I think it's really good, but with my other set that I got, which is purple and gold set, I think I've got it here, this one right here. This one's really, really nice and soft, and this one is so like coarse and hard. I don't know if it's just the make between the two, but then again, I'm not really disappointed because I use this purple one to clean up around my eyebrows, and because it's so stiff, I get a really nice clean edge, so I can't really complain about it. But if I was using this under my eyes, nah, no way. Just, it's too rough and too coarse. So I guess maybe that's a luck thing, because I guess, I don't know, the batch might have been different. But this one's nice and soft, so I do like the concealer brushes overall. So now I have the small tapered blending brush. I really like this brush. Again, it's pretty straightforward. It's so good for blending in the crease. It's nice and soft, and it's a perfect size. So I really like these. I've been using these brushes like every time I do a video now. I haven't even been reaching for any other brushes. And if you are on a budget, I highly, highly recommend these brushes to you, especially if you're starting out in makeup. You know what? Brushes really mean nothing when it comes to makeup, because these ones are a decent quality, and you don't need a $100 brush to achieve a good makeup look. Just have the basics and you'll be there. So like a simple brush like this is great. Even if you're looking for maybe some other blending brushes, I would recommend e.l.f. as well. So I've got some more eye brushes here. This is a tapered blending brush, and this one is more tapered at the end, and it is white hair. It's a little bit more coarse in terms of the hair. The black one is softer, but this one doesn't bother me. It's not extremely rough, it's just a little bit more coarse. And this one is really good if you're really trying to define that crease. And yeah, really like this one as well. So now I have just a blending brush. This one again is a white hair blending brush, and it's a bit more fluffy and it goes a bit more outwards. I like starting with this brush in terms of eyeshadow, just because it's good for getting in that crease with the transition color, because it'll kind of spread it over evenly. So that's what I use that one for. Again, I don't see any problems with it, and the hair is a little bit more coarse than the black hair brush. So here we have the flat definer brush, another one of my favorite brushes. I use this to do my eyebrows, and I also use it to do that lower eyelid area when I'm blending shadows down. So this brush I really like, and I'm so used to using it now on my eyebrows. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to anything else. This one's really great. I like this one as well. I know, I have a few favorites, but seriously, a lot of these brushes I really, really like. I have the short shader brush, and yes, it is another one of my favorite brushes. It's so good to pack on color all over that lid, and it's just, especially if you want to get in that outer corner and just focus it a little bit more, or even under the lash line, seriously, these brushes, they're pretty good. I don't really have too much to say. Okay, so this one is the small eyeliner brush. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really use this. I've used it a few times, but I'm not a big gel eyeliner girl, like putting it on the lid, just because I'm not very good at it. I don't think this brush would be that good at it, just because the bristles are a little bit fluffy, so they don't really sit in a nice thin, like straight edge, so I don't think you'd get a very precise line, but I guess it's alright. I don't really use it. Sometimes I do use it on the lower lid, but I don't use it that much. So this last one here is a lip brush, the lip brush, and it comes with a little case on the top, which is handy if you want to take it out and you want to put it in your bag and you want to apply your lipstick, I guess, if you're not too drunk for that. But you can close it if you want. It's a pretty simple lip brush. It's a very normal lip brush, and I use it all the time in my tutorials. There's not much to say about it in terms of, yeah, I just really like it. It's alright. So I can't be bothered fixing these on how I'm holding them. I'm just going to say overall, I highly, highly recommend these brushes to beginners or like just people who don't want to spend too much money on brushes. Just give them a go and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Even if you have some very expensive brushes, you're not going to waste too much money just trying these out. I would highly recommend them to anyone, and yeah, I can't really say too much about them. I'm pretty happy with them, and I haven't come across any eBay brushes this good before. Anyway guys, that's the whole video. I'm thinking about doing another video on like a review video on some synthetic brushes from eBay. This is a really, really old one I got like ages ago, and it doesn't have a brand name, so I can't really tell you what it is. But I'm going to be purchasing a new set, possibly the Jessup set of synthetic brushes. Let me know down below if you'd like to see a review maybe on those ones, and then I'll purchase them and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll link the seller down below. All information will be down below, like my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all stuff like that. Leave me suggestions down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.